Sorry about the disconnection. It's just technology, and when you're not accustomed playing with technology, usually happen. But welcome to Steve Andrews and Associate Masterclass in Massage Therapy. Today we'll be focusing on the concept of touch. So much of us do therapy and we still don't understand the element of touch. But let me just give you a brief on what Steve Andrews and Associates is all about. Our vision is really to share our knowledge, or to bring people together that is like-minded, that we can really sit down and really discuss the challenges of therapy. What are some of the challenges that we find? How we can find ways of really elevate ourselves, move away from the noise itself, and really focus on therapy, how we can really heal persons. Therapy is a really beautiful concept, but a lot of us don't really pay attention to it. A lot of us really focus on the more commercial aspect of what we do, is the pretty things. We practice so much different modalities, and we taking the focus away from our clients and more on ourselves. So we promote ourselves than to really focus on our client. So my concept is helping us to really get back to the basics. Why we are here, why we sign up for therapy, what is the core that bring us here. Yes, money is very important. Without money, you just cannot live the life that we all want to live. You cannot pay your bills, you cannot do the basic things in life. And money is so important in everything. But money cannot be your only drive to Sorry again. Tonight is a weird night. Technology is playing with me. Maybe it's saying I should not do this, or maybe it's saying, well, I guess anything that's good has become very challenging. So where we were speaking about why we are doing what we do, and I think therapy is a beautiful art form, and if we really get to really focus on it and really pay attention to the basics, then we can be really good. We can save life, we can heal so many persons. But today we'll be focus and touch. And again, before you go on, Steve Andrews and Associate is a concept that I have created, and it's something that we still working on. And the whole concept is how we bring people together, like-minded persons, that we focus on therapy, how we can develop each other to be better at what we do, how we can heal someone, how we can do what we enjoy doing, explore our horizon in terms of the powers of touch. And we have developed some platform that you can go to. This is one, which is our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, and also our business component is the Bamboo Retreat, which we offer many different services: massage, manicure, pedicure, facial, body wraps. We do the whole spa range. We have a sauna, we have a hot tub. So it's something that we do all the time. So we are into wellness itself. But beyond wellness, we really want to focus on therapy. And because it's so important to me, I think it's something that we need to share with our brothers and sisters out there that really are interested in therapy. So some of the things I really want us to work on is moving from the routine, moving from just doing a massage, a day-to-day massage, just oil and bottle, and we just rubbing people up. And don't care who come through our doors, we doing the same routine over and over without thinking about what we are doing, who we are engaging, whether it's a spiritual component, whether it's a emotional component, whether it's a physical component. Because everyone that come to us, they have a different issues. They are different in many different ways. They're different size. They're different personality. They have different levels of stress. They have different issues that are affecting them. And I don't think we really focus on our clients so much. So this whole concept is to help us to really develop what we do. So I will spend about maybe 10 minutes discussing something that I think is so simple, but we don't pay attention to, which is touch. So much of us, we say we are therapists and we just don't understand the element of touch. We start a massage and we just jump on the person, we start working, we start dropping our elbows, we start dropping our fists, we sit on them, we walk on them, we do all kind of crazy things, and we forget the simple element of touch. What is touch? Why touch is so important in your therapy? Your first touch should be just as powerful as your last touch. From the time you touch someone watch your door, lie in your bed, when you touch them, they must be like, your first touch should say, hey, this person know what they're doing. Your first touch should be comfortable. It should be secure. It should be warming. It should be relaxing. All of those things you must have with your first touch. If you are not paying attention to your touch, then anyone can touch someone, anyone can get oil bottle, anyone can rub oil on some person. But if you are saying that you are a therapist, your first touch must be impactful. But if you don't understand what is touch and the elements of touch, then we always struggle. So my idea is, how do we develop the touch? How do we develop the touch element itself? And if you don't understand it, then you cannot develop it. And to me, touch is one of the most important aspects of therapy. If you learn to touch, then all of your techniques become secondary. If you learn to touch, then everything else that you do becomes secondary, because that touch component will have so much impact on your therapy, then everything else becomes secondary. Touch is, if you understand it and if you develop it and if you can get to a level where you are comfortable with it, your first touch should be able to tell you exactly what that person is going through. From your first touch, you don't have to ask lots of questions. You should be able to feel every aspect of that person, what they are going through. It is basically like touching the soul of the person. If you understand what I'm saying, your first touch should be so powerful that you can actually touch the soul of the person. That first 5, 10, 15 seconds, that's what you want to get. You want to feel the soul of your client. If you can develop your touch to that level where you can feel the soul of your client, then I will promise you, my friend, the massage will be over. You don't have to think anymore about your massage. You don't have to think about all those fancy techniques you need to use, because whatever technique you need to use based on your touch, it will come naturally. Everything will flow. But how can you develop this concept? How can you develop this level of touch? Just like how you practice everything else. You have to. It's not something you can just go outside and say, I'm going to go and learn. I'm going to do this touch and this touch going to touch this person's soul. It's several years of practicing, and I'm still practicing touch. It's where you go and you empty your mind. It's like a meditation stage you get into. And you want to touch anything that you come to, you touch. Place your hand together. And you want to feel it so gently together, where you can feel the pulse in your hand. So this is one of the exercises that you can do. Just bring your hand together like this. But you must be in a very quiet meditation stage, and you basically want to feel the pulse in your hand. If you just can't say it and it happened, so you have to go into breathing as well. So you basically have to let everything go. Mind, body, soul, everything you have to let go, and you bring your hands together with deep breathing and letting it all go. You will feel that the touch your hands is actually falling into each other. And it's a concept that you develop. You feel your hands is actually falling into each other. Your hands falling into each other. You realize that everything becomes softer. And you can practice this over a period of time. Also, you can do many things. I go and I touch tree. But if you can, first of all, you need to get this right. You need to get your hands to be so relaxed that you can actually feel the pulse. It's like connecting to a negative and a positive together, and the energy starts this way. And it's a constantly breathing technique. So you want to breathe, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and you want to inhale, feel that the breath is coming from the middle of your hands, but you want your hands to be so soft that it just falling into each other, and you're breathing. I'm doing it this way because I want you to hear I'm breathing deep, but it's a very sense or emotionless technique you want to practice, because you want to do it slow, you want to do it deep, and you have to willfully do deep breath, pull in, feel the breath coming from the middle of your hands. And if you can feel that, eventually your hands become softer, and the hands become softer, and the hand becomes softer, and more the hand becomes softer, more you can feel that touch. It's like letting it go, so then your hands become more sensitive. And if you can practice this on a daily basis, you realize that your touch, this is a part of developing your touch. When you start feeling your breath, or when you start feeling the pulse in your hand, it will take several, maybe weeks, months. I don't know how fast you can develop this. I don't know how long it takes to develop this. I just develop it over a period of time, and it start coming together. But if you can do this, you realize it gets better and better. Then when you start feeling it, then and then you start touching other stuff. You can go, I touch stones, I touch wall, because you're feeling and you're doing the same breathing techniques. Because what you're doing is developing your sensitivity to touch. So when you develop, if you can touch a stone or a wall or rock, and you can feel the vibration in the rock or the stone or a tree, and you can feel that vibration coming through, then you know that touch, that sensitivity in touch is developing. It's like anything else. It's like you planting a seed. You have to water it. So really, you're working on that development of your touch. That when you go through that that emotion or that level of thinking, is like practicing your efforage. You want it to flow, so your efforage must flow as well. Same thing as your touch. Your touch must be just as critical, that you practice the day-to-day basis, like how you practice your technique. So practicing it this way is a start, and you want to feel that. Then when you can develop that and you start feeling it, when you start a massage and you rest your hand on the person, inhale, exhale, and you place your hand on the person, maybe their shoulders or their back, and you start breathing the same way, you're feeling the same kind of emotional from that person. So when these hands become very sensitive to touch, when you touch your client, you will see, it's a difficult, I know it's difficult to teach online this concept, but one day we will get together. I know we will get together one day, and we can actually go through the emotional, and I can touch you, and then you can touch me, and then we can work together to do that, and then you can see the level of what I'm speaking about. Because saying it to you now, you might say it's mumbo jumbo, but if I can actually explain or demonstrate live, then you'll see how powerful you can develop this touch to be. And if you can develop this touch to this level, it will be a really, really good tool in your toolbox when it comes to therapy. So these are little things that I will that I will want to teach you. Because my concept is not to come and teach you Steve Andrews. I mean, I can come and teach you how to do a Steve Andrews massage. That's not why I'm here. I spent 25 years in the industry. And I keep saying, I will move on someday. I will have to put up my hand someday. I have to put up my hand. So my idea is to pass the knowledge on. That after I go on 25 years, after the knowledge can be there, that it can pass on generation and generation after. So this concept is really about developing touch. And we can go, this is like, we can teach this over and over and over and over. But it's how can we work together to really develop it. Don't take what I said as gospel. I want you to practice it. If you can spend some time and you can practice this concept, you'll be surprised how you can develop your levels of touch, and it will blow your mind if you can get it right. There's so much people come and they say, why your hands are so warm? Or just as you touch me, I go into relaxation mode. And it just don't come overnight. You really have to work on it. And that's the simple concept. I mean, I do lots of teaching. Unfortunately, I don't like, this is not my platform. I'm not a internet, or I like people. So I like to be person to person. I like to interact with people. So every time I teach, I want to be with people. Then at a platform, speaking to myself, I can't do this. This is very difficult for me. It's hard, very, very hard. But I understand this is a way of reaching people that I cannot reach on a normal basis. So it's really, so forgive me if I'm not very good at it. But the whole idea is that I want to share little knowledge with you until we have the opportunity to meet, because we will meet someday, somehow, somewhere, and we can really explore these concepts. So until then, just think about what I'm saying about your touch. If you can practice it, remember, deep breath. You want your hands. If you are not relaxed, then you can't get no one to relax. So if your first concept in therapy, you have to learn to relax. If you don't know how to relax, then you're wasting people's time. You're not going to be able to do a relaxing massage. Wasting time. So first of all, this is a part of your relaxation stage. You want to get your hands just together. Very, very. And if you can, they actually collapse in each other. Very soothed hands. You want them very soothing. And you basically want them to collapse in each other. And if you can get them right, and you practice this is something that you can practice, and you spend some time practicing it, and send me a WhatsApp or send me a message and tell me if it really works. So if you spend some time practicing it, then you will see that your touch level, your touch component will develop, and it will improve your therapy by 200%, because that first touch is so important. That by the time you touch that person for the first time with the level of touch, the job will be so much easier. So until next time, you can really reach out to us. We have a lot, as I said, different platforms. SteveAndrewsAndAssociate.com, which is our website. We have our YouTube channel, Steve Andrews and Associate. Also, you can our Facebook, Steve Andrews and Associate. And then you can follow Steve Andrews. I have many different platforms. Also, our business Bamboo Retreat, better known, we used to be Soothe in Touch, now we are the Bamboo Retreat. So you can follow us in any way. You can always shoot us a message or email. And any issues you want us to discuss, you can let us know. And we can go from there. So I hope you enjoy my little short time with you. Sorry for the technical issues when we started. I'm hoping that we can have much more of this discussion. You have to encourage me. I like to be encouraged, because this is not me. I don't like to talk to myself or talk in a camera. I like people. I love people. So until next time, we will meet. Till next week or the following week. I'll try to do this every other week. we can have these discussions. We can speak on many different topics. I have 25 years in the industry, spa industry. I run many spas in Barbados. I develop spas across the region. Now working across the globe and looking at developing therapists. So I look forward to have more discussion with you. Until next time, we will meet again. See you. So I should say bye. Namaste.